Hello and welcome to Super Senior Gaming. I am joined today by Incognitio, who cannot figure out how his hands work. So he's checking them to make sure there's feeling there. I think he has them. He's grabbing the cojones. We are going to dig straight into some Starcraft action here. We have our last two episodes been in two human versus human matches. Or maybe we've gone out of order and you've gotten different matches. Really, it's up to me, because Incog isn't sure what he wants to do anyways. So, we'll release them however I want, but there are two human matches, and they were both something special. We'll put it that way. We're going to dive right in right now. We're going to get into the queue. We are gold rank 3. Our last game, we earned points. And who knows what the future holds. We could run into anything. Cyborgs, guitar players, gamers, Incognitio people, ghosts, banshees, anything's possible. I'm looking for the scary monsters because they are my favorite, and we are ready for a game here. So we're gonna dive right in. Starting right now on merry-go-round, we have a scary monster. And so El Dakar is a scary monster with a scary monster-ish picture. And what I'm taking from that is he's going to take the things with the claws, and he's going to like come up to Incog and be like, yeah, yeah. And Incog's going to be like, there's so many scary monsters, and then he's going to run away and die. Because it's a specialty of his, dying. It's what he does best. We'll see what happens. Incog jumping straight in here, building the robots. As we do. We always have to build the robots. Just like we always need to say good luck, have fun. But I don't expect that from the scary monsters. Oh, he says thanks you too. He showed me. Apparently scary monsters also have souls. Which is different because Incog doesn't have a soul and neither do cats. So chew on that. Your cat doesn't have a soul. Does it hurt? Yeah, it hurts, doesn't it? I'm just saying, cats have no souls. I mean, have you met cats? Yeah. Yeah, I've met cats too. I have to live with them. I blame the lady. We're building food, okay, to get back into the game here. Because cats are a thing, but so is food. And you know what cats want? Food. I'm pretty sure Incognitio is a cat. We have a cat playing as a human, which isn't surprising because kitties oftentimes try to do that. They want to be humans, but they are not. We've got a robot there hanging out, waiting to build the MEMS. And a scary monster, who could be doing anything right now. I'm going to guess, from his name that I can't interpret, that he's going to go for a tech build. So we're going to probably see some nice quick zergling speed. So the scary monsters with the claw things are going to like get some wings and be like, yeah, and then they're going to come in, and they're going to be so fast and Incog's going to die. Or we might see some of the roaches, and they might come in and they're like, pew, 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 and then Incog will die. Either of those, I think, are really good possibilities. He could do something different, but he doesn't sound like a fly mutalisk sort of guy. I don't think he's going to actually like fly in and like, pew, pew, pew. But we'll see. Anything is possible. Incog finishing off his barracks here. Very standard. Getting more food. You need food. It's important. How are you going to feed your army without food? It's like Attila the Hun said. It's all about supply lines. We've got a scary monster worker there. And he is biting the building. And you can tell how scary the monsters are because they can bite buildings and hurt them. Can you bite a building and hurt them? I've seen Incog do it, but I'm not sure you could. I'm just saying. Scary monsters are scary. They can bite through metal. And that scary monster decides he's had enough metal for breakfast and takes off. I'm done here. Cool. I bit that thing like 10 times. I like ate all of your metal. What else you got? We got a pew-pew guy out already. A nice marine there. He has a riot shield. Incog going into an immediate tech building on that Rex, that man building. He wants his men to be evolved like me, which I respect. You know, who doesn't? We'll see. I'm not sure if he built a tech lab or a reactor. Tech lab comes out first. So either going to go for early Marauders or going for an early upgrade to one of his pew pewy guys. The Marauders are the guys with the grenades. The pew pewy guys are the ones with the guns. So, you know, he wants one of those two things. Either like pew 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 with like I'm going to stab myself and go faster, or like I need better shields, or like I need my guys with the grenades to be like, and then they're going to stun things. And stunning things is good. Have you played an MMO? I have. Stuns are good.
This better be good.
I gotta wait a second. I gotta see what the future holds, because right now, I have no idea. Incog not actually... Oh, there we go, saturating his second gas. So going for a lot of gas up front, which means he's probably going for the collect the gas strategy. You see he's already sitting on 300 before he started saturating that one, so I expect he'll break the 800 to 900 mark within the next 2 to 5 minutes. And that really guarantees his victory. Because if you have that much gas, how can you lose, right? We come back to this every game. If I have that much gas, how can I lose? You have less gas than me. And this is a game about points. Think about it. This is a game about points.
This better be good.
You don't need to attack so long as you have more points. I'm sure you feel me on this. So, aside from that little builder guy we saw from the Scary Monsters, we have yet to see any other aggression, so clearly not going for early, but that's about what I expected from him. He had a very complicated name. And complicated names come with complicated strategies, unlike Incognitio, who likes to keep it simple. It's okay. We respect that. We respect that 100%. He's going to build more of the pew pew guys. Seeing a horde, a veritable horde of scary monsters with no wings. So really putting my estimation to shame right there. They are not winged. Getting a nice surround on that Marine right there, taking one out with his scary monsters. Incog getting surrounded again there with his guys, pulling back his rally point because he probably doesn't just want those guys to die. Bringing up his supply depot so that he has a nice wall there. Coming in with his monsters, getting surrounded, not kiting at all there. Probably an okay decision. He wasn't likely to survive that one. Even without the wings, those guys are pretty quick. They will get on top of you, and they will stab you with their claws. Incog going again with just more of the pew pewy guys. He's got that nice reactor onto his onto his factory, so I expect we'll see something interesting coming out of there. Maybe a tank. No, he can't bring a tank out of that. What am I talking about? That's why Incog is the player, and I'm the one making fun of him, because I would have built the tech lab so I could have had the overpowered unit, which is tanks. I mean, I've heard that the pew pewy guys are also overpowered, but I've yet to see it proved by Incog, so we'll see if that happens here. Going into his starport, gonna try and get down some medevacs. Those are guys that heal the humans. They cannot heal robots, okay? Doctors don't heal robots. You need a mechanic for that. You know what's a mechanic? Robots are the mechanics for robots. So you gotta bring in a robot to heal a robot, but you need humans to heal humans. Because do you want to trust a robot with a scalpel? I mean, really? Do you? We got some of the Transformers. Incog learned the lesson of Transformers in a couple of previous games. He's also learned the lesson about being supply blocked, but clearly not well enough because there he is supply blocked again. Going ahead and taking care of that right now. Spending some of those valuable energies to go ahead and buff up his food depots, because he got behind. But it's good that he's doing that, because you gotta have food. Food is important. Sending the race cars out, gonna see what he can see here. No expansions there. Pardon me. Finding an expansion, going ahead and straight in on that. Probably not gonna kill... Oh! Gets the cancel out of the mostly complete hatchery. So that was interesting. The scary monster not even needing to defend that. He's basically saying, look, my scary monsters have wings. What do you have? Not wings. So, expecting to win, losing a queen there, coming in with the roaches, as predicted, the roaches with the and they're like spitting acid. This is not looking like a good engage for him, though. He is losing a lot of expensive units for essentially nothing, right? Humans are valuable, because of their guns. But, like, the loss of human life, so long as you can recover the guns, is questionable importance. So, once again, bringing his roaches, sort of starting to lose out pretty bad here. This one is looking really good for him, though, if he can just sort of, like, pull it together real quick here. Incog not really threatening that heavily. So, he just needs to, like, bring it together, really buckle down. And he's got this one in the bag. Incog just running his race cars forward for no reason. But we'll see. Incog going for the unnecessary drop, which I approve of, because you've got to show them that you can carry the units in your ships, right? If you have ships and you don't carry units in them, what are the ships for? Right? So Incog needs to prove to him the point that he has ships and they can carry things. Which is why he went ahead and put them in the base and just left them there. Just to have them hang out for a minute. Like, he really wants to show his majesty here. Roach is coming in again, just loads up, leaves the base, and even I have to give him credit on that one. That was a good call. You know, just running away. Like, I approve of that plan. I also like to run away. Going ahead and going back to his main base right now, trying to macro up a little bit. Wants to find himself some upgrades, make sure he's got his units building, make sure everything's where it belongs. Makes sense. He's afraid of the complicated tactics that he knows that his opponent probably has in store. Again, did you see his name? That was confusing and scary. Going ahead and pushing into the units that Incog has on the ramp with 2 medevacs. Looking like not the best of decisions he's ever made. But definitely getting some work done here. Got some scary monsters doing stuff. Incog going ahead and just pulling back. Respect that. You know, Valor. Live to fight another day. Incog's strength is running away. It's, you know, it's a good strength to have. Like, sometimes you've got to bail out and macro up. And that's exactly what he's doing here. He's got some nice tech buildings coming out, building a reactor onto his starport to allow him to start pumping out more medevacs. We're looking at 15 minutes into the game right now. His supply is a little bit low for this point in the game, you know, running on 53 supply at 15 minutes. Not optimal, but he has been pushing the attack in, so it makes sense that he's a little low. Gonna load up. Not seeing any spores or good defenses on the back lines there, so gonna go and try and take advantage of that. Probably going to follow it up with a nice push from the units he brings out here. You can see that he's now banking almost 1,500 gas, proving my point that the one with the most gas wins. I told you to expect that gas total to really rise up there, and as you can see, as the game has gone in his favor, Incog has steadily gained more and more gas. That is a product of the gas wins game theory, right? So really just going to try and bank back here. I'm surprised he hasn't taken a 3rd or 4th gas at this point. You know, I would expect to see that happening soon. Going to take his second here as natural at about 15 minutes, 16 minutes. Pretty good timing for an expansion. You know, usually you're looking for a 3rd or a 4th, like 5 minutes ago, but this is about right for the type of game that they're playing. I will say that. I will give that to Incognitio in this case. The type of game has been pretty aggressive from him. After about 10 minutes, he's been pushing it a lot, so focusing a lot on his micro. See if the scary monster... Nope, no cancel. Pardon me again. Oh my. See a single spore up in the base there. Not a big deal. He's going to just drop off right on the corner there. The scary monster has not done anything to address that. Putting damage in on the humans instead of on the ship makes sense, you know. Doing damage to the ship is a lot less likely to stop you from dying than doing damage to the human. Bringing in all his reinforcements now, getting a good look at the army. Just a lot of roaches. A lot of roaches. So here's the thing about roaches. They can spit acid. And when you're a human and you get acid on you, it's bad and it hurts. You go home to your family, you're burnt and mangled, and it's a moral tactic. The problem is that flying things are immune to acid because they cannot spit that high into the air. Have you ever tried to spit straight up into the air? It's difficult, right? It's easier to get distance as opposed to height. With height, you're more likely to, like, you know, spit on yourself. It's like, and then it lands on your face and you feel dumb, and if it's acid, then you're burning. And you don't really want to be burning from your own acid because that hurts your feels. So, Long story short, the acid spitters can't really spit up. There is a different acid spitter that's better at it, but they are taller, so I assume that they're actually really tall and able to just reach up into the sky, like, you know, all the way up and just spit acid if the thing's flying. But I don't know. I'm not an expert in acid spitting.
Field depleted.
So, you know, we'll find out, I guess.
Hellbat coming through.
Incog's gathering his forces right now. You know, he's recognized, and I actually, strangely enough, approve of this. He's recognized that his opponent has enough units to hold any smaller pushes. So instead, he's taken a minute, building up a little bit. He's taken his natural, expanded out a little bit, and starting to look at a bigger push. Taking some more gas, because as mentioned, if you don't have 2,000 gas, how can you win the game? So he's going to go ahead and get more of that. A really good move here on his part, because he doesn't have enough gas yet. He's built a couple macro command centers, a tactic you generally see from the Zerg, because they need those for like units and stuff, but a really good strategy with Terran as well, because it allows you to get the robots. And as mentioned, many a time, the robots are needed to get the money. And we want money. Not just money, we want gas. And Incog going ahead and spending a little of gas here, which I cannot approve of, and that is a bit of an army that's just been run into right there. Incog just throwing his army to the wind, realizing he's been outnumbered here, and just kind of giving up on it there. That is scary. Incog's really going to have to follow up on something here. Because as expected, the complicated guy going with complicated strategy, it looked like he was running Hydralisks, Roaches, and I think I saw some Banelings in there, which isn't a bad comp for dealing with Incog, what Incog has shown so far. The Banelings helping with the Marines, Hydralisks, Roaches deal alright with the flamethrowers. They have nice carapaces. However, we need to see some aggression from our scary monster here. Incog is moving on to 4 bases right now. The scary monster appears to be on 2, as far as we know. Maybe moving out towards 3. If Incog gets onto 4 bases and the scary monster stays on 2, the game is over. The scary monster hip to Incog's trick, taking out one of his command centers. Looks like the scary monster is about to make an aggressive move. He is being aggressive. Incog building those nice 2 refineries and making sure that they're saturated with a good 1 worker. Not the biggest concern for him at this point, but, you know, I just want to point out, if he had 2,000 gas right now, the game would already be over, because gas wins games. He does have some bunkers up, which is looking nice for him. Nothing in them yet, but I assume he'll populate them as soon as it's necessary. Right now, nothing attacking him. Going ahead and muling up, needs to get some minerals rolling here. He's got the gas to build some stuff. Putting his bunkers up in there. And right in time, as we see the scary monster coming in, he's coming in straight into a lot of Marauders, so losing a lot of those Banelings onto the Marauders there. Actually, a relatively great trade for Incog there. Trading, 5 or 6 Marauders for that number of Banelings is a pretty good trade. He's moving in behind this. Moving in behind this, seeing what he can do, pulling back to his bunkers. Gonna get into there. He's got a tank up now, which is the most overpowered unit in the game, so I'm not sure why it took so long to get one here at 25 minutes. His expansion is getting wrecked. Just getting wrecked. Incog taken off of his 3rd now, being brought back down onto a 2-base versus 2-base scenario. Not looking quite as good for him this time around. We'll see what happens in the future here. I suspect we're going to see a pause here. I feel like our scary monster player was a little bit surprised by how little damage his Banelings did. I'm not sure he's ready to push it right now, which is probably a mistake because he could probably win the game right now. But I don't think he's going to push it right this second. So we'll see what happens. Incog, though, definitely being given another lease on life, being able to macro up behind this, build some units up, check his upgrades, make sure he's running in the right places. We'll see. Getting more Hellbats up. Hellbats. I like Hellbats. They are good in this situation. Getting his boys actually repairing his bunker, also a good decision. Incog's going to start seeing a problem here soon, though. So, think about this. You want money. and you're gonna get money by mining. But like the problem with mines is it's like oil. You can only get so much of it before it's gone, and then you need to find more of it. Incog in a situation here where he knows where there is more oil, more money. But between him and his money stands a whole lot of scary monsters. That is a lot of scary monsters right there. Let's see what happens. Scary monsters getting baited on in, taking a lot of damage right there. That was a very good bait on him. Sending the sacrificial robot, which is a thing we all like to do, just to show that we have robots and we are willing to use them, okay? And we don't care what happens to them, because they are robots. And granted, there's a little man inside of them, but what is a man if not scary monster food?
Not enough minerals.
Incog sitting on the mighty 115 supply at 27 minutes. 126 max supply. Probably use some more supply depots. Bringing those medevacs in nice and early because it helps. So here's the thing about medevacs. They do a lot of different things, okay? They can heal units. They can pick units up. We got an engage here. Okay, Incog pulling back.
Research.
We're in a tense part of the game. I don't want to interrupt the flow here, but I do want to bring up this final part of the medevac, okay? Healing, dropping, transporting in general. You can also use them to fly over your enemy's units to make it harder for the enemy to control their units. That is known as the hover strategy. You can do it with other units, but medevacs are preferred for me. Because, you know, I've got gas, so I might as well spend it. Incog going in on an attack here, has his tank sieged up, does a lot of damage to those Hydralisks, just takes that little force out. That is not all we're going to see, though, from this very, very sophisticated opponent. This opponent has pulled his forces back. He's feeling uncomfortable. I feel like he is going to attack the base with Overlord. Oh, he's dropping. He is dropping. What is going on here? Just going for a Doom drop? I have not seen a Doom drop like this since Winter versus, who was it that Winter played against? I believe it was In Control or something? Winter versus In Control. That game. A legendary game. That's the last time I saw a Doom drop like that from a Zerg Terran game. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. Just absolutely wiping out the main that has no resources left in it. The main problem here, Incog has just lost all his production. So he's going to have to find a way to recover that. If he can wipe this army here, though, things aren't looking too bad. I'm not convinced he's going to wipe this army, though. We'll see what happens here. We shall see what happens. And the medevac's pulling the ever-present hover strategy, hanging out over the Hydralisks to intimidate them, which is a good thing. Coming in with the last of his forces, this could spell the end for our scary monster, but it probably doesn't. It probably spells the end for our human. Our human not looking super happy with that. That Doom drop coming out of nowhere and ending the game. Eldakar, good game, well played. That Doom drop, as I said, reminded me of the inimitable Winter versus In Control match from 2006. Look it up. I don't think they're ready for that game. Incog, moving on from talking about, you know, legendary games, let's talk about the game you just played. The scary monsters appeared to run you over. Do you have any comment on that? And why is your comment on that you were not prepared for them to run you over? And more to the point, don't you think you should have done something to be ready for the scary monster brigade, right? Because they came in, and I don't want to say you were the welcome mat, but like, I mean, don't you think you were the welcome mat? Yeah, you were the welcome mat, right? You know what I'm saying? So why get walked on like that? Don't you need to, like, you know, really get it together and get in there and mix it up with the scary monsters? Isn't that what you need to do? I think it's self-evident that Incog knows about the mistakes he's made here, which is to say he started the game. So let's go ahead and call it an end right here. I think Incog needs to take a break. He needs to get it together and remember about humanity. Because humanity is the indomitable spirit, right? You have to be indomitable to beat the scary monsters. So, thank you for tuning in with us. And next time, I will encourage Incog here to be more indomitable, to show more of the human spirit, which he is clearly lacking right now. Thank you for joining us. This has been Super Senior Starcraft. I hope to see you next time.